When I returned to my office for the first time since my murder, a man was already there. I knew he was a man because Corporal Nobbs was the only person in Ankh-Morpork who has to carry a letter to confirm his species. He's the kind of man you get itchy from just talking to.
There must be something here.
Hello, Nobby.
Lewton, you're
Alive?
I was just cleaning out your desk.
Yes, of everything of value.
Didn't they bury you?
Rumors of my death have been slightly exaggerated.
Meaning?
Meaning I'm not dead, I just got buried.
Yeah, don't tell me the details.
Suit yourself. Nice crowbar you're using to jimmy open my drawers.
Yeah. I sort of borrowed it from the evidence room.
That's okay. I sort of borrowed it from a cart.
Oh, I searched Reagan's body. There were 2 tiny bite marks on it.
Really? I guess it was more suspicious than you thought.
Well, I ought to go. Looks like you don't need your things collecting.
How goes the case?
The counterweight killings? Oh, still not much progress. They wouldn't let me investigate it if they thought there would be.
How many murders do you guys think there are?
3. One of the patrician's clerks, the reader of esoteric occultism up at Unseen University, and one of the city's richest merchants.
There'd be 3 more if you counted Mundy, Reagan, and Malachite.
I suppose so.
Still not convinced?
Well, Vimes isn't convinced.
Even though I've been cleared?
I have to get back to the yard.
Nobby didn't seem very comfortable around me. I didn't know if it was because of my return from the grave or because I'd caught him trying to steal everything of value that wasn't tied down. Although with Nobby, even if you tied it down, he'd steal the string. The only thing I was sure of was that my next step was to look into the counterweight killings. I had a feeling I wasn't going to like what I found. Kali was still following me, but he was concealing himself better since my little discussion with Horst. My old trusty crowbar, stolen by me from the golem, then stolen from me by the watch, stolen by Nobby from the evidence cabinet, and finally back into my hands again. There was a poetic injustice about it all. Around the door was a strong, dark cyan odor with an earthy overtone. There was a faint haze of purple in the room. The cloud of teal-colored scent was the smell of tobacco and petty theft, definitely Nobby's. The maroon scent wasn't recent. It suggested the tangy red of iron. There was something about the purple scent that reminded me of werewolves. Nobby's teal scent reeked of tobacco. The maroon scent reminded me of iron somehow. The dark cyan scent was strong and earthy, with a hint of something potent about it. It was possible that the maroon scent belonged to Al-Kali. It certainly did seem dwarfish. And he was the only dwarf that had been in my office.
You wanted to see me.
I tried to reach you at the mansion, but you're never around when I need you.
You never need me when I'm around.
A funny thing happened to me the other day.
You arranged all this just to tell me an anecdote?
It's a funny little story. I think you'll like it.
I'm listening.
The other night, someone stuck a sword through my ribs.
Ah, it must have been someone who knew you well.
The thing is, not long afterwards, I was in my coffin thinking about it when I realized I wasn't dead.
That was lucky.
Luck was not a factor. Why did you do it, Carlotta?
Do what?
Make me a werewolf.
If I hadn't, you'd be dead. Would you prefer that?
That's not the point, and you know it. You did something to me that was going to change who I was for the rest of my life. And you didn't even tell me.
I didn't think you'd understand. Besides, it wasn't as if I planned it.
Are you telling me you turned me into a werewolf by accident?
How long have you been a werewolf now?
Not long.
Have you felt what it's like? That force that pulls on you, that draws your attention to every jugular, pulsing with life? The irrepressible call of fresh blood? A sudden attention to the phases of the moon?
I have to fight to keep control.
We all do. Coming to a city of 1 million people, it's like a starving monkey wandering into a banana plantation. You learn to live with it.
And you decided to infect me with lycanthropy?
Infect is such a negative word. I prefer blessed.
You think this is a gift?
Of course it's a gift. It's the greatest gift I could give to someone. And I chose you.
Why?
You're a smart man, Lewton. Figure it out.
Have you seen anything strange around town recently?
What kind of strange?
A little birdie eater told me that Malachite was killed by something bestial.
A werewolf?
I don't think so. Whatever, it was vicious.
You don't think werewolves are vicious? You should hear my aunts talk about me behind my back.
I think whatever this thing is, it's more powerful than just a werewolf. Reagan's dead.
I'm not surprised.
You don't seem to care.
Everybody dies, Lewton. Mundy, Reagan, even you.
What's your point?
No point. That's just life.
Where were you when Reagan was killed?
When was he killed?
Shortly after dropping you off at the Temple of Small Gods.
Well, there's your answer then.
I told Carlotta when Malachite was murdered, and asked her where she was at the time.
I was at a service then. Why do you ask?
A service?
I happen to enjoy services.
I bet I would, too. Why don't you invite me to one?
I wouldn't be allowed to bring an unbeliever.
How do you know I'm an unbeliever?
I doubt you believe in anything.
A man can change. Don't you have a recruitment policy?
I'd rather not talk about religion. It's such a controversial subject.
I can't help but notice that your recurring alibi for the murders is that you were at the Temple of Small Gods.
Everyone needs a little solace now and then.
You seem to need it a lot.
I'm not easily satisfied.
Which god is it that you worship?
I really don't like to discuss religion.
Come on. I only want to know the name.
All right. Her name is Errata, but I don't appreciate you prying into my spiritual affairs like this.
Can I pry into your physical affairs?
My affairs are never just physical.
I bet you say that to all the boys.